Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Ryan Willoughby. I am a spiritual guide and channel. I channel primarily Archangel Metatron and the Galactic Council and other ascended masters and non-physical beings of the galactic realms. I wanted to hop on here and just kind of chat and talk to you guys about consciousness and what's happening on the earth plane at this time, humanity. We are in very powerful, magical times. A lot of stuff is going on the earth plane and with humanity through this ascension process of the collective, as we are remembering the truth of who we are, and we are watching the the separation of density of realities as we have a collective that is choosing which pathway it wants to continue to express itself in as a sovereign being, as a soul signature being, that is choosing its experience at this time. We chose to become incarnated on a soul's experience and expression to the earth plane in a third level of density that was transforming from a third level, fourth, into fifth and higher. And in order for that experience to be had, there would be souls that would choose to also be in the third dimension of density and choose to stay on that journey and that path that would allow the contrast of the experience of ascension and moving into a new paradigm and a new earth experience. These souls that are staying in density, that are showing the contrast, that are choosing separation, fear, lack, limitation, that are creating the shadow expression and experience of consciousness. It is an agreement of the one source unity consciousness that we are. And that is our pathway to freedom. That is our pathway to ascension, to transformation, to release the densities, to have non-judgment for the souls that have agreed to be the shadow, the density, to be the expression and the experience in physical form of that of what we're not. And they're the whole reason that we're even able to have this experience of the illusion of separation and limitation and lack, and that we could experience that and then transcend it and have an experience of remembering the truth of who we are, that we are not separate, that we indeed are the source consciousness of pure love. We are the creator and a fractalized expression and experience that has a sovereign, energetic expression that is unique solely to us, that we are here to create and to play within our own creation. That allows for all of this to be. And so there's this great overarching story that allows us to have this ability to have an expression and experience of remembering what we are when we focused ourselves into an illusion of what we're not, and to stay in a physical form that is an expression of density that makes remembering and experiencing the truth of who we are like it's the very first time experiencing pure love and light and love and bliss and joy, while in a density of physical form and structure, and how rich and tangible and feeling and emotional it is. It's only really here that we're able to do that. And so there is this place of reverence and love for the souls that are choosing to stay in amnesia, of forgetting the truth of who they are, to live in the shadow and the state of lack and limitation and fear. Those souls agreed to play those roles. And we know, because we've lived in that density. We've lived in the truth, limiting truth, the non-truth of limitation, lack, and fear, that doesn't feel good. Even when you're chasing external power and you get it, it still is not sufficient to the hunger, ever. And so we know we have to have compassion, even for those that are exercising what we even see them to believe, that there is perceived power in the physical realm that they are chasing, and it seems in some cases they're even imposing it upon us. But we know that cannot be true. So we can honor it. We can have reverence for them. We can have reverence for what they're chasing, what they believe to be their truth of power and control, and what it means to have happiness, greed, all of those things. We don't look at them, upon them with judgment, rather reverence and some gratitude and appreciation, ironically, I know, and reverence that these souls would choose some of the most difficult and hardest paths, that they would ride that separation, lack, and limitation all the way out to the very end as we transcend and create a new earth, a heaven on earth in physical form, as we stand in the knowing and the truth and the light of who and what we are. As we're doing this, this is the experiment, the game, the expression of, are you able to stay in your power? Are you not going to deny love for yourself and or for another? Are you not going to get caught up in the illusion of amnesia and fear and lack and limitation? Are you going to stand in your knowing of who and what you are, not give your power away to anything that is outside of you, that is an expression and an experience of what you're not, because the collective energy is still playing out? So you watch it from an external view and expression of frequency that's emanating upon you. But you stand in your power of absolute unconditional love and knowing of the truth and who and what you are, so that you remain unaffected. That is what it means to be the light worker, to be the pioneer. You do not know where you are going, because we have never experienced it in physical form as the human expression here on this earth plane. We haven't experienced this yet. It is a new timeline that would be unfolding for humanity. It's been written, but it hasn't been experienced. This is your ability to perceive from this highest, grandest level that you are the one consciousness that has created the whole scenario or energetic structure of sacred geometry for all of this overarching story to even be written and to be played out. And that you are all the roles. You wrote every role, and then there's an aspect of you that's in every one of these billions of archetypes and souls that are playing the roles, that's allowing this whole expression, experiment to unfold in front of us. So while you're in it, you want it to feel real. You want it to feel imminent. You want it to feel like this is a mission and you're here to transcend and ascend into the truth of who you are while in physical form, and to create a new way of being for a whole collective of a species. That's powerful, that's fun, that's amazing. At the same time, you can come from the higher, grander perspective and say, it's all a story. There's really nothing serious going on here. For if and when I choose to transition out of this physical form and expression, I continue on like it's never even happened. To go and play and experiment and to focus myself into a whole new experience that maybe I'm a completely different species, or maybe I'm not a species at all. Maybe I'm just a point of light that moves from point A to point B, and that is the expression. Maybe I go back to the void and I sit in that of what holds all the potential and possibility for all that is, but has never been expressed, and it's just sitting in its ability to focus itself into something that it hasn't not yet experienced. But it is enjoying the place before experience and expression, where you sit in just pure potential and possibility, returning home to be God, which is just potential source. That is who and what you are. And that is what you are for eternity. And when you would then choose to go out of the source potential and to express yourself, you are still going to be that soul signature frequency that you've always been. That never ends as well. This soul signature frequency, the life force, the consciousness that emanates your physical being, this is an expression. Your physical body is an expression of the unique soul signature that is you, and the timelines and the stories that are written, and all the points that you could focus yourself into. The personality, the expression, that is you, and that is never ending. So that takes all of your fear away. Nothing can threaten what you are, which is pure perfection of unconditional love and light. That is the source, that is the void, that is the stillness of pure potential and possibility. That when you choose to go play and express, it'll always be the perfection of the frequency that is unique to you. And it can never be affected. And that you are here to play and express and to feel joy in the contrast of this story, this experience, and this expression that's unfolding on this earth plane and within the collective of humanity, that you are helping move into a higher state of consciousness that will soon join with its galactic brothers and sisters. Family will become galactic species, a galactic species that will be traveling the universe, because we have reached new levels of consciousness where we are benevolent, where we do not respond in fear or lack or limitation. We are in our pure state of knowing the truth of who we are, which is pure love. And we travel the universe to different galaxies, experiencing ourselves in absolute joy and hospitality. So, the energies that are here for us as a collective that's going through this story of ascension is one that there is the story of that of what is trying to oppress and to keep from moving into the truth of knowing and being what we are. And there is a unlocking this month of March where some of that kind of pressure to try to hold down this knowledge, this wisdom, this knowing of what it manifests and creates, it's like been trying to like just hold this down. It's breaking free this month. And so the first couple months of March is going to feel like that's starting to break free a little bit, you know? And you are going to really start to feel like you're able to express and to be and to hold your frequency, your energy, your thoughts, your mind, your emotions are going to be in alignment with the consciousness and vibration and the frequency that you are. You'll no longer be able to like fully suppress that anymore. And it's going to feel like a shift, a quantum shift. And as that happens, we will see through the later parts of March the momentum, the creation, the manifestation of what this looks like for those who are sovereign beings, who are in the knowing and the truth of who we are. And on the collective, we're going to start to see more mass awakenings that are happening. And these awakenings, there's multiple reasons of why that's happening. But part of this is going to be people are going to, through the low, dense frequency of contrast, it'll drive people to the truth of knowing who and what they are, which will then relieve them of the contrast because they will be able to have a higher, grander perspective of what we just spoke about that came through earlier in this transmission. So March, exciting times. Lots of amazing energy that is like being unlocked, released. I did an energy update assessment, and I have a free group on Facebook called the Energy Mastery Circle. If you're interested in joining, you can look it up on Facebook and request to join. It's free. It is private so that we can share and express. And I do a lot of free resources there as well. But one of the messages that came through, the analogy that they gave is imagine like two cogs and they gears move together, right? Like in a clock. And that there's a rock or a stone or a pebble that's in the cogs and it's blocked it. That's been the energetic block that's been trying to suppress. So they're blocked, they're not moving. But the overall machine of consciousness in the background is still moving. So it's moving along just fine. The cogs, they're stuck. But there's been so much pressure built up that it incinerates the stone or knocks the stone out of the cogs. And the cogs go and totally catch up and just start moving again. So it's going to be like a quantum shift in timeline because it got stuck. We weren't moving, but everything in the background of the machine was still moving. When that stone gets removed, the gears go whoosh and catch up where they were originally supposed to be and just continue to move at the same pace, which will feel like an acceleration. And as we move up in consciousness and frequency, it'll feel like things are moving faster, but that's just the frequency of reality. And that's why manifestations will feel like they're moving faster. Creation is moving faster. Your thoughts and what you think and what you would perceive, and karma is going to, karma, good and bad, whatever you want to call it. It's just energy that manifests itself at a level of speed. When you're higher states of consciousness, it's going to respond so much quicker. So we're going to be having those experiences as well. Most important thing, I guess the message would be to stay in your power, which means to move into the moment and stay in the moment of your pure love, unconditional love for self, not giving your power away to anything that is outside of you, not looking for what tomorrow might be, and not looking to the past for what is ever identified or made your perceived being or identity of who you are today. That you would stay here right now in this present moment, for that is all there is. Be in the vibration and the frequency of the state of the being that you are, which is pure love and unconditional love. Honor the experience and the expression, and have reverence for what is unfolding, for all souls involved, for those that are remembering, and for the souls that are choosing to continue to stay in the level of contrast. This is where you will be absolutely able to free yourself and to be in that state of complete non-judgment. Have reverence and love for all involved. Transcend and create your own reality, your own heaven on earth, and you will be the archetype of creation as the creator. And you will also be the architect of your new earth and reality. So, sending you so much love. Let me know what you think of this. I also am offering, it's my birthday month. So from now until March 10th, if you're seeing this before March 10th, 2026, I am offering $300 off a 3-month one-to-one mentoring package. And so if you're interested in that, send me a message. You can go to ryanwilloughby.com. That is my website. I do have a private paid members group where it is a mastermind, and it's called the Ascended Master Academy Mastermind. If you're interested in joining that, we meet every week on Thursdays, transmissions, activations. You can ask questions, you can participate. We're live on Zoom. It is interactive, so you get to share, talk, and ask questions. If you're interested in that, you can go to ryanwilloughby.com or send me a message. And if you would like, please like and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Love that. It really does help me with the algorithm and get the messages out. So, sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see and talk to you all very soon. Take care.